I'm joined with Anna Monahan, one of the biggest in the beauty industry in Ireland, and also does her own teaching courses online as well. Anna, thanks very much for doing this today.
Thank you for having me.
How did you start? Was this always something you wanted to do with the beauty industry? Were you always into that? So?
I've always been into beauty, but I think it kind of started whenever I left school. Like, I was the same as everyone. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I hadn't a clue.
Yeah.
I remember leaving school and being like, oh, what am I going to do? Like, I loved beauty, but I'd done my last year in a school in Dublin, and no one done beauty or hairdressing or anything like that. It was doctors and lawyers and whatever. So I was like, God, like, I need to go and get a degree. So I ended up coming out of school, and I loved business and I loved beauty. So I went and done a marketing course. Was it marketing and business? I can't remember. Anyways, but it was COVID time. So I ended up only lasting like 2 months in that and dropped out, but didn't tell anyone. So my whole family thought I was still in college for that whole year. But while I was on that kind of year out of college, I went and done a few beauty courses.
Yeah.
So I trained in like eyebrows, lashes. I actually done nails. I done everything. And I had a little room at the front of my house, and I used to just take appointments from there. And I had like a part-time job as well. So for that whole year, I'd done that, and I really loved it. And then when that year came to an end, I was kind of like, right, I need to go to college. I can't keep up the act that I'm in college. So I remember speaking with my mum at the time, and she was a beauty therapist as well. So it's probably where it's come from. Yeah. And I went to college in Dublin. So I went to the Galligan College up there. It was just like a beauty college that kind of done every aspect of beauty. So I done absolutely everything there, and I still loved brows, I loved waxing, I love electrolysis, but electrolysis isn't a big thing anymore. It's kind of an older thing. It's not really done now, it's all laser. So went to beauty college for a year, and then come the end of that, I done a thing called CIDESCO. We were chatting about that already. Yeah. So with CIDESCO, you have to do 600 hours in a salon. So I had to get a job somewhere. Yeah. I couldn't work for myself. So at the time, my boyfriend was living in Belfast, so I was like, right, I want to move to Belfast, and moved up there, applied for a job in a clinic, like a laser and skin clinic, and I was like, right, I'll do my 600 hours here. Ended up loving it. So I was up there for maybe 2 years, but I was still, I was living in Belfast, working in that clinic, and then I was coming back down the road to Dundalk to my wee room and taking appointments and do whatever. So I still kept that going the whole time. Yeah. And then I was in Belfast for about 2 years maybe. So I'd done 2 years of up and down and working up there, working down here in the house. And then I decided to do a permanent makeup course. So I'd done a powder brow course. And then with that, I kind of had to be home a bit more because it was getting really busy. So I decided to move back home and go out kind of more or less by myself.
Just with the course, are you doing the course as well as working, or?
That I trained in permanent makeup, but now I'm teaching like my signature brow, I'm teaching brow lamination, eventually lash lift. So I'm doing all that now, but that's only as of recently. So back then I was just training myself up. Yeah. I don't teach permanent makeup courses. I'm still quite new to that. I've only started doing that the last like 2 years. Yeah. So done that, and then moved back home, and then kind of just went for it from there. I was more or less full-time by myself.
Would you say the college experience was like necessary to get to where you are now, or would maybe the courses you did have a better
impact? It was a mix of both. Yeah. I think looking back, the things I'd done in college I don't do now, but I also think if I didn't go to college I wouldn't be here now.
Yeah, you do find that a lot with like college.
I don't regret going to college.
It grows you as a person as well, doesn't
it? I done like with CIDESCO, it was about like your rapport with clients, and it wasn't just treatments and stuff. It was so much else. Like CIDESCO's recognised all around the world, so it wasn't
you can go anywhere with CIDESCO.
You can, yeah. I stayed in Dundalk, but
but if you wanted to,
you can go anywhere. So I don't think. I mean, looking back, I didn't do everything. I don't do anything that I've done in college now, but I do, like, I made so many friends in college that I still speak to, and I definitely think I wouldn't be here if I didn't go to college. So
yeah, and just on CIDESCO, what did that do for you? Like, obviously, it gives you this sort of name that your CIDESCO recognised.
Yeah, it was
and
a
helps.
big, like, it was really stressful at the time.
Yeah.
It really got to me. But there was a lot of coursework and stuff involved in it. You didn't have to go on and do it, but I think you go so far into beauty college, like I may as well just do it.
Now,
I think the big thing with CIDESCO was you had to go and do 600 hours of work in a salon.
Yes.
And I think without that experience I was in a clinic, I wouldn't be here, because I think the most important thing with this industry is your rapport with clients.
Yeah.
So I think if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't be here, you know. So I think that was what I really got from CIDESCO, was being forced to go out and work, because I probably would have just stayed working for myself if I hadn't have been made to go and do and work in a clinic or a salon.
Yeah, just on your kind of like talking with clients and your experience with clients, how's that changed since when you first started maybe working for someone else to now? Like,
it hasn't really, like, I've always been a bit of a yapper.
Yeah, so
that's not
that's
really changed.
Yeah.
I think I was young, like, well, I'm still young, I'm only 24, but I was only, was I 18 or 19 coming out of college, so you're obviously a little bit more reserved back then than you would be now. As you get older, you come out of yourself a bit more, but I've never been like a shy person or a quiet person, so talking with clients kind of came naturally to me. It wasn't ever a struggle, really.
Just on owning your studio now, like, I'd say that must be one of your proudest achievements, definitely. Like,
no, it is.
You like to tell people, like, but
no, I love it. I think I was in the house for so long, and I had it in the back of my mind. There was two things I wanted to do this year. I wanted to have my own space, and I wanted to get my teaching qualifications. So I'm buzzing with it, like it is. It's great. It's a really good location. It feels safe because I'm kind of up on the third floor. Yeah. It's nice. It's so nice getting into work and then getting home from work. Like, I loved being in the house, and for some people, being in the house is great if you have kids and different things. But for me, I was just going mad in the house. I needed to get out, and I got so busy. That and with teaching, I didn't want to start teaching in the house. I wanted somewhere bigger. Like, here I have a bed, I have 2 chairs, I can take 2 people at a time. It's a bit more of an atmosphere. It's more of a salon atmosphere. You know, in the house it was one person in, one person out. Whereas now, like on a Saturday, there's a couple of people in here at a time. It's just, there's a bit of buzz.
Yeah, I enjoy a lot of people do things in the house, and the studio can be the next big step. Yeah. How did you find taking that next step, and like, where did you get the confidence from? And maybe advice for other people where to get the confidence from to take the next step. You know?
I'm quite a confident person, but obviously it's natural. You have self-doubt, and I did think, oh God, like, what if I get no clients? What if I'm not busy enough? What if you do think of all the what ifs? But I think I was just like, you know what, I'm going for it. I'm not. You do have to be careful. You have to make sure you do everything right. You have to make sure you have enough of a client base to take the leap. Yeah. But also, I think, like, no risk, no reward. If you don't do it, you're never going to know. So, I think you just have to go for it. You know, if someone's just starting out, I think starting out in the house really helped me, because you don't have as much overheads. You don't have as much risk. You know, if you don't get any clients, it's fine, because you're in the house and it's not much more expense on you. Yeah. Obviously, when you go out by yourself and you're in town or you're whatever, you're paying rent, you're paying bills, you're paying all these other things. So you do need to make sure that the client base is there and the income is there. But I think for anyone starting, you just need to start, if you're lucky enough to have maybe a little room and a setup at home, that's great. If you're not, maybe a chair in a salon or something. You know, I think that's the way salons are going nowadays, is they'll rent out a chair, and you know, it's hard these days having staff. It's so expensive to pay people and stuff. So I think, from what I can see, the way things are going with beauty salons is they're renting out chairs and renting out spaces. So it's a nice way for new people that are starting to kind of get themselves out there and make a bit of a name for themselves. Yeah,
what are like the work hours like for someone like you with their own studio? Like, do you be like 24/7 almost?
24/7, like well, not 24/7, no, you don't. But people do think, when you work for yourself, it's great. Like, you start when you want, you finish when you want, but you don't, you know? Like, even if you're not in here all the time, like, when we were I was on holidays there a couple of weeks ago, myself and my boyfriend, and he was like, will you just get off your phone? And I'm like, I can't, because you feel like you're running behind if you're not keeping up with things. So I think a big thing is, you might not physically be here 24/7, but you're always on your phone. You're always thinking of new ideas. You're always keeping up with clients, and even though you have a booking system, you're still texting people the whole time and making sure everyone's all right. And I like to try keep on top of it as best as I can. So working hours are like, they're grand. I enjoy it because I enjoy what I do.
You love it,
I don't mind the longer hours, but it is long hours. But
yes, so for someone starting, would you say they have to love it too?
100%.
Like,
I think that goes for everything though. It's not just like beauty. I think that's in everything. Like, I do obviously work long hours and stuff, but I don't mind it because I really love it. Like, I never get up out of bed in the morning and think, oh, like, going to work, can't be arsed, like, I'm not bothered. Like, I do, you don't jump up out of bed and think, oh, great, can't wait for today. But I don't dread coming to work. I really enjoy what I do, and I think that's the most important thing. Yeah,
you enjoy what you do, but you do so many things. Is there anything in particular you enjoy the most, or maybe is there anything that you don't like as much?
I think I've got really into like permanent makeup recently, and I don't know if there's not loads of places in Dundalk that does it, which is great. Like, it's becoming a more popular kind of thing, but I think the most rewarding part of my job is, it's every aspect of it, but I think specifically with permanent makeup, like, it's definitely the one I've got the most tears with, the one that feels the most rewarding, because it's a more expensive treatment. It's something people will put off for a long time. So I find I've really got into permanent makeup. I've really started to enjoy that. It's just a bit more rewarding.
You mentioned there's not many, was it permanent makeup in Dundalk?
Oh no, there is, but there's not loads and loads. There wouldn't be as much as
other things, you
know, waxing and tinting and lash lifts and brow lamination. You know, it's not massive. Like, I know I have a couple of my friends in Belfast, and like, it's really big there. But obviously, it's always going to be, you know, it's a big city. Dundalk's a smaller town, so it won't be long until it is bigger. How
do you feel Dundalk is in terms of the beauty industry? Like, I know it is a small town, but do you think it's ahead of some places, or maybe slightly behind?
I don't know. Like, I get a lot of clients from like RD, Monaghan, like South Armagh, Newry, Drogheda is a big one, North Dublin even, and then there is the odd person that will travel. Like, I've had Fermanagh, Tipperary, like all random places. But I find I do get a lot of clients from everywhere. So I don't know.
Is that based off like, you know, your standard of work and it's so high, like everybody wants to come to you, or is it more that there just isn't enough places along the way?
I don't know, because there's great people, like there's so many, but I do find I get a lot of people from different areas, but then I also think word of mouth and social media is massive. So like if someone comes to me from Monaghan, it's always, oh, my friend was with you there the other week, or my cousin was with you, or my mum, whatever. So I think that's a massive aspect too, is that someone will talk to one of their friends, and then you'll get a group kind of, and it's like a domino effect. One person comes, the next person comes, and that's maybe how it works too. So
just on social media, obviously word of mouth has always been a big thing for years and years. Now social media is starting to come into effect as well. How do you find that? Like, what do you do to maybe get the most out of social media? Like?
I don't, like, a lot of people say to me, oh, you're great in social media and you're so active and all. Like, I don't feel like I am. I feel like I'm crap on social media. And I always say, like, I'll put up something and I'll just throw my phone, because I'm like, oh,
you don't
I hate writing stuff. I don't focus really on likes and comments, and it doesn't bother me, to be honest. I'm sure if I got more into it, it would be more beneficial for me, but I don't focus on it too much. I put up things on social media, you know, because I think it's a really important thing. I think without Instagram and maybe Facebook as well, I wouldn't have the client base I have.
As much,
but with social media, I try not to look into it too much, and maybe that's a good thing, is that you don't overthink it. And I just, if I take a picture or a video or something, I stick it up straight away and I don't think about it again. Whereas I think if I sit and I'm like, oh, but that could be more perfect, and that, you know, you'll get nowhere and you'll have nothing up. So I don't know. I probably just don't really care.
Well, you probably don't want to do too much either. Like,
you
don't be all over everybody's feeds. Like, you know, you want to be authentic as well, don't you?
Authentic, like, you know? I think that's a big thing as well with this.
Just on your studio now, like, do you have any other plans within the next year or two, or
future?
Yeah, the future, sort of.
I don't know. Like, I think I'm so impulsive. Like, if I get an idea in my head, I need it done yesterday, and everyone's like, Anna, just stop. So I'm trying. This year, I really wanted to, like I says, get my teaching qualifications, and I wanted to get out of the house and get my own space. I think it's important to have goals. but also I want to just enjoy where I'm at now. Like I think it's hard to you run ahead of yourself and you don't appreciate what you have. Like if I could see myself this time last year, I'm like, oh my God, this is class.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think maybe would I like my own premises? Would I like staff? Would I like somewhere bigger? Potentially.
Maybe, yeah.
But it's not something I overly think about. I think if I got too wrapped up in it, I'd be like, right, I need that now. I need to do it straight away. So I think it's important to appreciate what you have and not be running after the next thing constantly, which I'm guilty of. I do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, goals, I don't know. Definitely, like, of course you want to become bigger and better. And I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know.
Yeah, just on you mentioned the teaching there. How do you teach sort of the things you do? You have so many. Do you have different courses for different things? Is it?
I split them up. So I've only started it about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So I do at the minute a beginner brow course that covers like waxing, tinting, lamination, hybrid tinting. So it's kind of an all-in-one. And then I've done a separate masterclass for like already trained artists that want to come and upskill. And then I'm in the process of getting together a lash lift course, which I've just sent off the manuals and everything. So hopefully now this month and next month I'll be starting that. So I do it in here. I only take 2 or 3 people at a time because I think it's more intimate. Courses they're not cheap. Like you want to get the best.
Yeah, so there are questions they can ask to feel comfortable.
And they're more comfortable. It's not a massive big group of people. Like I remember when I was going and training, you could be walking into a group with 10, 15 people. Like I just think it's more intimate. It's more it's nicer. Like even a couple of weeks ago at a course, and the girls all went out for lunch together and they all chat together. We have a group chat and they're like friendly and they boost each other up on Instagram and stuff. I think if you have a massive big group, you don't get that intimacy as much. So just keep it small.
Do you find a big demand for people wanting to sort of access your courses? Or
of course, there's lots of people that do courses, lots of really good people. But there's been thankfully there's been loads of people that have been interested. I have another 2 on now in August, and I remember at the time thinking, if I can do one every 2 to 3 months, I'll be happy enough, because I work Tuesday to Saturday and I was like, I'm not working 7 days a week, So, but I've put on like 4 now in the last 2 months. So it's been good. It's been really, really good.
Just on, obviously, like any industry, it always develops. There's always new trending things. How do you keep up with the trending? Maybe.
Oh my God, it's just constant.
Is it constant? Like from outside looking in, it does sometimes seem constant. There's always something new. There's always a new product.
And I'm like that too. Like I would, keep up. I try to keep up with things. I try not to get too wrapped up in trends and constantly, like buying new things and stuff. I think if something works for you, stick with it. I don't run after every single trend, but I do also think in this industry, it's important to keep up with trends.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
You'll see from certificates. There's still a few to go up there too. So, but I do try to keep up with refresh training and keeping up to date with things. Is there
any trends that you felt like were very good to chase after like that? That helped you a lot, like.
I'd done a lip blush course last year and it's been massive, like really, really popular. I think lip blush is nice because it's a natural kind of treatment. It's really big with all different age groups of women. Younger girls that want something a little bit bolder. Middle-aged women that are having kids and they want something less time-consuming when they're doing their makeup. And then older women that the same want something that's they don't have to put effort into. So lip blush was definitely one of the best things I trained in. It's one of my most popular treatments here, and it's one of my most favourite treatments too. I really like it. So definitely
just on young women who maybe are looking at different courses, is there any course in particular you'd recommend them starting out on, or like
mine? No, I'm joking.
But even your course in particular, is there any course of yours that you'd say would be good to get into?
I think like obviously you have to do a course to get started. That's the only way you can get insured and learn how to do what you want to do. But I think investing in a good course is really important. I done lots at the start. Some were brilliant, some were not so good. Like it just depends. But I think I'm glad I went on the not so good ones too, because you learn things from that. You learn something from every single course you've ever gone on, whether it be big or small. But I think for anyone starting off, it's invest in really good training, believe in yourself, you know. I don't want to sit here and say, oh, you have to do this and that, because I'm still young and I'm still learning. I'm only 24, like I'm not this like
you're not complete.
I don't have all this knowledge and everything, but I think for someone like, you know, 16, 17, just starting off, not really knowing what they want to do, if beauty is something you want to do, go for it and believe in yourself. And I think confidence is a big thing. It's a massive thing.
Believe in yourself.
100%.
Do you think there's a big demand for women in the beauty industry in the Dundalk, and not just in Dundalk, in Ireland as well? Like,
yeah, I really think so. Like, it's something, it's a service, you know, so it's, and things like nails, eyebrows, there's something that are done every 3 weeks, you know, they're a recurrent treatment.
Yeah.
The likes of makeup and things is massive too, but it's a seasonal kind of thing, you know, it's a Saturday job and whatever. But then again, there's some makeup artists that do, you know, weddings and different things, and that's obviously massive too. But yeah, I do think there's a massive demand for it, 100%. Like, it's really popular, and I think more so nowadays, women are getting more into themselves and their appearance, and yeah, I do. I think it's a really busy industry to be in. Yeah, I think it's
just a question maybe from a lad looking in. Sometimes we get a haircut, say, for €20 every 3 weeks, like, and that does us work around with it. But women maybe spend a lot more on their own stuff. Where does that like price tag come from? I know it might be a bit naive of me to think, but like, does that come from the time it takes, or like the kind of how specialized it is? Or?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of all different things. I try to keep my prices reasonable, you know, because I understand that everything's expensive, but you do also, in saying that, you have to cover yourself. So
100%,
products, like I seen last year, all my lash lifting products went up, you know, €5 or €6 a box. Everything's got more expensive. So naturally enough, your prices have to increase with the price of your products that you're buying. So that's a massive factor, is products. And then your time. Exactly. Like, you know, and probably a lot of girls don't take much money from their time, you know, they just be kind of covering their products and then whatever else. But it's kind of a mixture. As well, rent, electricity, gas, all these things add up. The chair you're sitting on, the consumables you're using, the spoolies, the cotton pads, the wax strips, the wax, everything, it does add up. Absolutely. You know, you've car machine fees, you've everything, you know. So I think you have to just kind of find a price point that suits you, that you can live off, that you can, and that's reasonable for a client too. So
how do you like maybe stay fresh? I know you've only been doing it a short amount of time, but you know, you might be doing this the next 10 years as well. Like, how do you, you know, stay reinvigorated with everything you do? And I try not to follow trends too much, you know. I try to just do my own thing and be authentic. I think that's a massive part of maybe if you're wanting to be successful. Not that I am, but you know, eventually. No, but if you want to,
But I think just doing things that suit you, that suit your business, that suit your clients, that suit the way you work. I try not to, I think I said that already, run after things because someone else is doing it. I don't really look at other people and what Mary down the road's doing. I like to just do what works for me. I like to not get really wrapped up in what everyone else is doing and what's new out. And, you know, of course you have to keep up to date with things. That's just the way things are. But I do try to just do what works for me and be authentic. I think loving what you do and being authentic is the two things that are really important, and not keeping up with trends and doing what everyone else is doing.
Just one last question. Or would you rather? Permanent makeup's your favourite thing to do, is it? Yeah, I would say it is. Would you rather not do permanent makeup for a year or not listen to any music for a year? Probably two favourite things. And,
because my speaker actually broke in here.
Yeah, that's music as well.
My speaker broke in here the other day, and I had my first client in, and I was like, I can't do this. I have to leave and go to Curry's and buy a new speaker. They're sitting down there, because I couldn't. It's going to have to be not listen to music for a year, because if permanent makeup's my job, like if you're not working for a year, where's that going to get you? But I suppose not listen to music for a year.
Really? Yeah. Well,
it'd be depressing, but I suppose you have to.
Anna, thanks very much for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
That was very good.